Hate crimes against Indian Americans and Hindu places of worship in the US have been increasing, yet there has been very little response from the law enforcement authorities. This growing concern has led 5 Indian origin lawmakers to take actions, demanding answers from the US Department of Justice. Frustrated by the lack of investigations and arrest, Raja Krishnamoorthi, Pramila Jayapal, Khanna and Shri Thanedar along with the Ami Bera have written a formal letter to DOJ's Civil Rights Division. They are urging the department to step in and investigate the rising numbers of attacks on Hindu temples across the country and ensure that local law enforcement agencies are taking these crimes really seriously. The lawmakers emphasize that Hindu Americans are living in constant fear as multiple mandirs, we also call it temple in English, have been vandalized in different states. In their letter, they specifically pointed out the lack of federal oversight, which has left the community feeling vulnerable and questioning whether they are truly protected under US law or not. They also raised questions about the poor coordination between local law enforcement and federal agencies, which has led to slow or even no progress in solving these hate crimes. Between November 2023 and January 2024, at least 6 Hindu temples in the Bay Area alone were targeted by the people. They are not isolated incidents. Similar things were reported in 2022 in New York and several other states. Yet, most of these cases remain unresolved. The repeated attacks have caused widespread fear among Indian Americans, many of whom have been left wondering if the federal government is taking their safety seriously or not. Despite these troubling events, the US mainstream media has largely ignored or even downplayed these hate crimes, further deepening the frustration of the community. The lawmakers' letter highlighted several crucial points. First, they questioned why there has been no significant progress in these investigations and whether the FBI and other law enforcement agencies are treating these cases with the urgency that they deserve or not. They also pointed out that many victims of hate crimes are hesitant to report incidents because they do not trust that local authorities will take appropriate actions or not. Now, this mistrust is fueled by the fact that few, if any, predators have been held accountable or not, making people feel even more unsafe in their own neighborhood. The letter strongly stated that we must work together to combat hate crimes against all religion, ethnic, racial, and cultural minorities in America. The lawmakers made it clear that Hindu Americans should not have to live in fear of their places of worship being attacked, and the federal agencies must do more to ensure their safety. This is a call for stronger federal oversight, better law enforcement coordination, and a commitment to upholding equal protection under the law for all communities. For years, the attacks on Hindu temples in the US have been either ignored by national media or dismissed as isolated incidents. However, with the Indian American lawmakers now speaking out, there is finally some hope that these crimes will get the attention that they deserve. The fact that these hate crimes continue to happen at an alarming rate without any serious consequences for the attackers have only worsened the situation, making it necessary for political leaders to step in. Pushpita Prasad, a representative from the Coalition of Hindus of North America, welcomed the lawmakers' effort by saying, "It's good to see attention finally being given to these repeated and frightening frequent attacks on Hindu temples in the US." She and other community leaders have strongly been calling for more actions, more awareness, and more accountability from the lawmakers and policymakers. Now that this issue has been reached the DOJ, the big question is, what happens next? Will law enforcement agencies finally take hate crimes against Indian Americans and Hindu institutions seriously? Will they start proactively investigating these cases and bring the people who are accountable to justice? Will the issue continue to be ignored, leaving Indian Americans to fend for themselves? The Indian community is watching closely, hoping that at least this time their voices will be heard and real action will be taken to protect their rights and their safety.